Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's our 4-month anniversary of owning this Jeep 4xe, and for this video, we're gonna take it out for a ride, and I'm gonna give you some of my pros and cons of the vehicle. But taking a look at it here in this brilliant black color, it is just a phenomenal looking vehicle. So let's hop in, go for a drive, and see what it's all about. All right, we're just setting off here in the Jeep 4xe, and I just want to tell you how many miles that we've put on this vehicle since we bought it. And there it is. It's been 1,924 miles. So during that time, we have driven on 574 miles of electric only range. And remind you, this is in the middle of the winter time when temperatures are cold, and the 1,349 miles of that has been on hybrid range. So pretty good spread here. I would have expected it to be better when I bought the vehicle, but honestly, this winter has been extremely cold, and it has been, oh gosh, below zero many times. When this car gets to, or when I should say the temperature outside of this car gets to under 20 degrees, really, this car likes to run on hybrid mode. It says electric mode temporarily unavailable when you are trying to put it into electric mode. So it just doesn't like to run in pure electric mode for whatever reason. I'm assuming heater reasons, I don't know. The Volt, we have a Volt, Gen 1 Volt, and that does the same thing. So I think it has something to do with the heater and just the battery health and everything like that. But anyway, it's been really a pleasure to drive. I recently sold my Ram 1500 truck for a 2016 Jeep SRT, and my fiance had a 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLE 43 AMG, which was a fantastic car. I loved it. If I'm not into Mopar, I love Mercedes-Benz. Just kind of a heritage thing going back. But we ran into some issues with that. At 60,000 miles, there was $4,000 worth of repairs that needed to be done. So I'm like, okay. I told my fiance, I said, Alexa, you've always wanted a Durango with the RT Tow and Go package, but my parents have that in black, spec'd out to what she wants. So she can't get the same exact vehicle as my parents have. And it was either between that or this Grand Cherokee / Grand Cherokee L. So I started looking for a Grand Cherokee or an L with the Hemi in it, because if you've watched my channel, you know I love Hemi V8s. I have them in all my cars except for this and the Volt, of course, being plugins. But anyway, I said, okay, that's out of the question. We couldn't afford at the time, even used, we couldn't afford a $40,000 to $50,000 plus vehicle, even used. It just wasn't economical. So I said, well, wait a second, let's look into this 4xe. I know there's been problems, but if you have a warranty, which this had, we're sitting at 5,400 miles on it right now. We bought it with 3,500 miles, basically brand new demo miles. Now, this did have a manufactured buyback, so that was one of the issues why the price was cheaper. We paid $30,000 or $33,000 for it with a full warranty. I mean, it was a year old when we bought it, which was fantastic. But anyway, I'm actually going to put it back. Well, I'm going to put it into, I'll let the battery run out before I put it into hybrid mode. But anyway, I thought, well, wait a second, we can get rid of this Mercedes and yes, take a loss on it, but we can get this Jeep 4xe, which is a brand new vehicle with the issue already fixed, something to do with the battery pack. And we've already got that issue fixed, and now we're rolling in a brand new vehicle with basically demo miles on it, and something, as you saw in the exterior, that looked fantastic. And she's always wanted either Durango or a Grand Cherokee, always, ever since she was a little kid. So I said, let's try this. This has got a ton of power. It's got 375 horsepower, 470 torques, which is as much as my SRT is stock, which is crazy. And you can definitely feel it when you're driving. So right now I'm going to go into hybrid mode. So this 2-cylinder engine turns on, And that's where I want to start with the cons. So this isn't a sports car. Let's just get that out of the way. It isn't. It's faster than the Hemi for sure, but the transmission isn't quite as responsive as the 8-speed in the Hemi-equipped vehicles. So now you can hear the engine turn on. The engine is buzzy. It's definitely got a 4-cylinder sound to it. It's not anything special. It's a 2-liter turbocharged engine. It really doesn't have a great sound to it, but here's where it gets really exciting and interesting because of the engine and the transmission pancaking the electric motor together. It's not like the Volt where the engine acts as a generator, or the new Ram Charger. It doesn't act as a generator. It's part of the powertrain. So when you want instantaneous power, you get torque fill. You get no turbo lag, 0 turbo lag, and it just instantly goes. While you're driving in hybrid mode, it almost feels like you're still in an electric car, besides the fact that the engine is kind of loud and boisterous. And it's not loud in a good way. It's just kind of annoying. But I'm gonna put it in sport here, and I'm just going to kind of row through the gears, see if you can listen. It's definitely a little slower shifting, but to have a little bit of fun when you're driving, this is definitely the way to do it. So now if we take it out of manual mode and just leave it in sport, we're just gonna slow down a little bit here, and then we're gonna punch it. And it's very responsive. One thing, okay. You can feel the torque. The torque is what kicks you in the butt. One thing to note here is that with the torque fill, like I said, you can be in 7th gear. Right now I'm going 60 miles an hour, 7th gear at 2,000 RPMs, punch it, and you get low down torque that makes you feel like you're driving a V8. It seriously makes it feel like you're driving a V8 because of the low down torque. It is awesome, awesome to drive. So it takes the monotony out of driving one of these SUVs that are just boring to drive. And if you've never had the experience before, it gives you a new experience of just instantaneous torque fill. It's awesome. It truly is awesome. And for us, with the exception of today, the electric range always works for us. She drives us to work and then drives it home again. That's it. Whether it's at the golf course, she drives it to there and back. There's always enough electric range. Theoretically speaking, in spring, summer, fall, when this can run on electric. Or she drives to and from school. It runs on electric range. So it's really quite interesting and quite fun, because now over the last 2-3 weeks, she's been able to drive on electric range all the time. So the gas is costing her nothing. It's just costing her to plug in at the house or at work at the golf course. And that's it. It's really quite amazing, if you ask me. It's the perfect world for people like us who live in rural areas and we don't have access. Well, we have access at our house for charging, but we're not ready yet. We live 2 hours away from the Twin Cities. We live an hour away from Eau Claire, and basically Rice Lake, if you know anything about my demographic, is the only large city in the area with any sort of, I think, electric charging. You know, population 10,000 people. Otherwise, there's no infrastructure for us around this area. So the plug-in hybrid vehicle makes the most sense for us. It truly does. And it makes the driving experience fun too. I really enjoy driving it. I know Alexa really enjoys driving this here. And the interior on this, even compared to my WK2 SRT, which is loaded out with every option you can get on it, including the upgraded Napa leather. This is a mid-level trim, because I didn't want one with the air suspension. I've had bad experience with my Ram truck with that, and it offers so much more than what that truck did, or that my WK2 does. It really is a blast to be in and a blast to drive, and it's comfortable. Other than that, capability-wise, again, this is fully capable. It's got Quadra Drive 2, I believe. So I've got my 4-low. I've got the brake actuated locking diff in the back. It's not a true locking differential, but it's brake actuated. And we've got all these different modes: rock, sand, mud, snow, auto, and sport. The first thing I did when I bought this Jeep was turn it into a mild off-road vehicle, A, because of the winter time, and B, because of the wet season here in the summer. I essentially just changed the tires. That's all I did. I just changed the tires on this to some Meteor Bridgestone tires that I truly like, and it has affected the range a little bit, but not enough to really make a huge difference. I'd rather have her be safe when driving this than be driving on highway tread tires that are just really crappy. They were not good. The OEM tires that come on these Jeeps are just not great, in my opinion, for what this vehicle is. So I did that. It really has taken the place of my truck as the perfect snow vehicle. It gets through snow no problem. The 4-low range works great. I mean, this truly does everything you want it to do. The only thing I didn't get with it was a tow package, because I tow with my SRT. We don't ever tow with her vehicles, so I don't need that. And she wouldn't let me tow with this anyway. But overall, it's been great. All the pieces in here are nice. From, like I said, a mid-level trim. The 4xe base trim, what this is basically a mid-level trim, like an Overland in the regular Grand Cherokee lineup. So all the interior bits and pieces are nice in here, and it's just a nice place to spend some time. And it's comfortable too. I absolutely love. Guys, I don't like air suspension. I just don't. Get the stock springs. Get the stock struts for this, stock springs. This is just way better to drive than anything with air suspension from Stellantis. I've owned them before, trust me. Please trust me when I say that. But anyway, here we go. Woo! It's got a little bit of kick to it. It's definitely fun to drive. And like I said, there's no delay, because the electric engine torque fills where you lose torque in shifting with this ICE engine. So it's really a blast to drive. With that being said, I'm reaching my destination. So after 4 months of ownership here, we've been extremely impressed with it. Now there are some cons. The Uconnect 5 system. My Ram truck had the perfect Uconnect 5 system. It really wasn't laggy at all. This is laggier than hell. Other than that, everything in here works great, and it is just a blast to be in. We're very happy with it, and we would for sure buy another one in a heartbeat. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe.